London Uncovered. As we are moving on to a new episode, today we are talking about falling in love. Yes, it is rightly said, everybody falls in love somewhere, sometime. And love, or so it is said, makes the whole world go round. It strikes across a crowded room, sweeps us off our feet, makes fools rush where angels fear to tread. And there is probably no topic that has captivated people throughout the centuries than the topic of love. Man has been to the moon, broken the speed of sound, and mapped the human genome. But love remains a complete mystery. Science cannot explain it, mathematics cannot predict it. Poets still wrestle with adequate words to describe it. And yet, love often finds us at the most unexpected of times. The type of love we choose defines who we are. We have our own way of understanding what makes us happy and fulfill our human needs. Love is very complex. But here are a list of reasons psychologists say why people fall in love. Similarity, reciprocity, attraction, social influences, danger factor, fulfillment, X factor, relationship readiness, alone time, and mystery. And Shakespeare, in his wisdom, puts it very beautifully, the meaning of true love, when he says, "Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when its alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it's an ever-fixed mark that looks at tempest and is never shaken. It is a star to every wandering bark whose worth unknown, although his height be taken. Love is not time's fool, the rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle compass come. Love does not alter with its brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never lit, nor no man ever loved." So let's go and see what people have to say about it. Tell us, why do you think people fall in love?
I think people fall in love because they don't want to be lonely.
So how should one go about it?
Love is good.
What message would you give to the world?
Everybody loves you. Falling in love is something that you can choose. You can choose to fall in. Well, falling in love is a feeling. So, falling in love is a good feeling sometimes, or sometimes it can be bad feeling. But it's okay to fall in love or not fall in love.
Olivia, once again, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell us, why do people fall in love?
I think, well, people fall in love for different reasons, but in most cases we're humans, it's the desire to connect, and it's just a natural instinct, people wanting to connect on a more deeper level with someone else, and what that looks like is sharing both the good, bad and the ugly. So I think it's the people fall in love when that connection, that possibility of connecting with someone is there, and you can see that I've seen someone, I've met someone, and I can see that desire to connect, or the fundamental need to connect is there between that person and
So how should one go about it?
well, I'm not sure how well positioned I am to give this as an advice, but in my opinion and in my view, I always say, know yourself, take time to study and understand yourself very well, because you can't connect to something if you don't really know yourself. So you need to spend a lot of time in knowing yourself, know what you like, know what you need, and most importantly, it's very simple, but how do you feel when you're around that person? How do they make you feel when you're around with them, in the good times, in the bad times, in the ugly times, all together? Because obviously when you're in a relationship with them, it won't just be all good. And if you're happy how you feel with them and you feel like you're getting the best from that, then you can then open up yourself to maybe falling in love, if you call it, or having a deeper relationship or a deeper connection.
What message would you give to the world?
Message to the world is, in terms of love, just people just need to take their time. There's no rush. Take your time to spend with yourself. Fall in love with yourself first before you bring someone else on board.
Tim, as always, a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us, why do people fall in love?
Oh, I don't think you even really know that you fall in love with someone until maybe they're not there anymore. The great saying of, like, sort of, you don't know what you got till it's gone, basically. But I think you don't really know until that you're in love is when you start to miss someone, and miss them every day, and then you want them back. And love hurts. Love does hurt sometimes, and sometimes it hurts you when you know that they're gone, and or something's happened in a relationship and you feel hurt and empty. Then love is a feeling.
So how should one go about it?
I would just, I don't know. Love comes to you. It will come to you. You know, as in sort of loving your mum and dad, or loving your wife or girlfriend or your granddad. You know, you'd know when you're in love.
What message would you give to the world?
Keep on loving the right people, not the
Chris,
wrong ones.
that was touching. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Tell us, why do people fall in love?
Why do people fall in love? Normally it's like if they're like got an attraction to one another, or if they really like one another, then love normally follows. Whether it's true love is another thing, but they will fall in love.
So how should one go about it?
I would say tread carefully after years of experience. Don't assume anything. Don't assume that the other person feels the same way about you either. Just let it happen naturally.
What message would you give to the world, Nigel?
I would tell the world, don't take it too seriously and enjoy it.
Nigel, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tell us, why do people fall in love?
I think people fall in love because it's a natural human reaction. Each of us, or many of us, have a need for closeness. That can be with many different people on a very low level, but most people want to find that special relationship with one person in their life. That's not to say you can't go through life with never experiencing that, but in most cases there's a drive within us to find someone potentially that we could spend the rest of our lives with and share wonderful moments with, and unfortunately in life not so wonderful moments, but just the closeness and contact is important.
So how should one go about it?
Very similar to dating. There are many different ways. The difficulty is, even when you're older, I'm nearly 40, middle-aged nearly, I've learned in those 40 years that what you think is love isn't necessarily what other people see. The cliche is, at the end of the day, maybe you could say that you are the only person who knows that you're in love, but humans are fallible. We see things that aren't there. You just need to be honest with yourself. You need to look at the person that you're with. Is it healthy? Is it happy? Does it make you happy? Does it make them happy? There are so many different questions to answer. You just have to look at all different facets and decide whether that is the person and the life that you want.
What message would you give to the world, Edward?
I think in most cases people are just happy for companionship. If you are looking for your one true love, fairy tale style, then by all means keep going. Once you've found that person, never let them go. If they're meant for you, they will stay with you and you will have the best of lives together. The message to the world would be, if more people were happy in that regard and enjoyed their life, then maybe other elements of their life become better, and the whole world in general, hopefully.
Edward, as always, a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tell us, why do people fall in love?
I think on a basic level, we want to feel something, and a lot of the way we feel that something is through our relationships, and not our familial relationships, like a mum, a brother and our sisters, in a more selfish way. We want to be loved for the person that we are, and with that love, you have there's a sexual nature with that as well. So it's a particular kind of love that I think we all maybe not crave, but we all feel that we deserve. And that's kind of, they say that love makes the world go round, and part of that is the attraction you feel for somebody and the feelings you feel for somebody.
So how should one go about it?
So when we're young, the love that we have for a potential partner is a juvenile, not even a juvenile, a very immature love. And as we grow older, that love becomes more mature, more real. So we have to adapt to how we perceive the other person as we grow older, because when we're younger, we have that kind of puppy love. As we turn into our teenagers, it can be a little bit more like an infatuation. And as we grow older and we mellow out, we become more mature in our love. We have the emotional intelligence to go with those feelings. So that it's like an evolution of love.
What message would you give to the world, Tom?
So obviously, when you fall in love with somebody and you fall out of love with somebody, it can be thrilling and traumatic. And I think that you have to bear in mind that love doesn't really last forever. It does for some people, but I've always been quite pragmatic about love. And my current partner and I, we love each other, and we've been planning for the long term. But we joke with each other that we could break up next year, and I think that comes with maturity. You can see the humour. You can be realistic about how you feel with somebody. So don't be too serious, and at the end of the day, we don't all live forever. So live for the moment.
Tom, that was touching.
You're welcome, Sanjay.
Thank you very much. As we come to the end of this episode, and we've been talking about falling in love. And yes, love is a bond between two people that grows over time. It is based on hard work, dedication, time, mutual trust, respect, and understanding. To want to feel loved and wanted is an overpowering human emotion. It is present in all of us. Love is the elixir of life, and looking for the right person is but natural. And in the book of Corinthians, it says it perfectly. The love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. And three things remain faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.